can't wear shades. Man, I need shades then.
Look like a fucking monster. Fuck. Hold on.
Hey, welcome back to Hey Man, Listen Man.
Do it again, dude.
This is another episode coming at you, episode number 2. Matt, you have anything you want to say?
Hey, welcome. Just a second.
Frank, do we have an intro yet?
Okay.
We're rolling. So, what's going on, man?
You don't want to redo that?
Nah, I think it was sick. I think it was great.
I think I just need a minute before we get this wagon rolling, but you know what? They didn't wait for anybody on the Oregon Trail. They just...
Nope. That dysentery train just kept on moving.
I'll tell you what, though. It's the golf that gets you off.
Hell yeah, man. But you're an athlete. You can push through it.
Yeah, dude. I'm a fucking regular. Mark Wahlberg. I don't know.
The shirt is always tucked.
It must be tucked as close as possible.
Very neat and tidy.
You'll never know when the farming equipment might come by and snatch your shirt. You get sucked up in it. Oh, man. That's the worst German accent I've ever done in my life.
Yeah, it was bad. But
I'm still recovering.
yeah, it is the Friday night. It's freezing here. In New Jersey. It's like 40 degrees in the garage. And I don't know why we're still outside, but here we are.
We out here.
We really have no heater. I feel like I need a bonfire or something to warm my hands.
God makes the fire.
What did you just do to Frank?
I just coughed on him.
That's messed up.
Asserted dominance again.
Sorry about that, Frank. No health insurance still. Sorry, buddy.
He doesn't even work full time.
That's true.
At least not here. We pretty much sent him home to do all that work.
Yeah, well.
But Frank's a good guy. We know how we came off in the last episode. And we're not bullies. Frank is a good friend of ours.
He means well at the end of the day. He has a heart of gold. He's just stupid.
It's a small one, though. Like, his heart, I think, he was born with a shrunken heart.
Yeah, he does have a condition, as we all know.
Yeah. Microarrhythmia. I think it's called.
It's called micro body parts, just a general.
Well, we're not even getting into that, but yeah, he does have a micro penis, which is one of the words we were coached not to say by...
That's right, your mom's going to put you in timeout if you say that again. She's going to come outside right now.
Which...
Just give you a whooping.
Funny story, I was editing the last episode, and I had the volume up, and she was walking by at some point, heard her own voice naturally, and was curious about what it was.
Dude, you can't fumble the bag that quick with her, man.
Episode 1. And so I was forced to show her, her parts. And
wait. She made you sit down and show you everything, all the raw foot that you have?
No. She just wanted me to show her any parts that she was
speaking.
Yeah.
Which, is fair. I feel like as a human being that if someone records you,
Yeah.
you should be able to see it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know the legalities of it, but
Especially your mother.
Yeah, I was probably in the wrong. But that's how you know that we're trying to deliver something real.
It's all
here.
for the content.
Yeah, I mean, we're not. Like, my dad has no idea that anything is going on. He has no idea he's in the first one. He has no idea that by some blessing from heaven, he happened to do the same exact fucking thing he did last time. And I hope it happens in every episode, okay?
Dude, your dad literally comes out here every time. He takes a giant step over the cord that's connected to the camera.
Unnecessarily big step.
While staring directly straight ahead.
Yeah.
Like we're not even here.
No. Well, it's because...
He doesn't look at the camera. He doesn't even
You ever
check.
seen RoboCop? You ever seen RoboCop?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, or Iron Man.
Unfortunately.
You know, pretty much he's got, like, a visor on. You know, and the visor, all he can see is pretty much like a red outline of the target goal and what he needs.
Which generally is some Poland Spring water bottles.
That's it. So as long as nothing is in his way, he saw the cord, and he estimated it could be 1 to 3 feet. It is ranging in size.
Yeah, it was a German on a blitzkrieg for Poland.
See, I don't know. I don't like how you brought it there. Okay, we don't need to... All right, let's move on. Let's move on.
I mean, Deer Park's just as good, but you guys choose Poland. Anyway.
Can't do that.
So editing, right? It sucks, right? Editing's not fun.
Yeah, no, and you know, you just how like you offended me. We said a lot of offensive things in the first episode.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I had to trust me. I had to bleep out a lot.
He was in good spirits.
Right. I mean, when a theme of the episode is things you shouldn't say, you know, that was kind of an ongoing theme. And it's obviously on our minds when we're trying to kind of maneuver through this world, this new world of ours. You know, it makes sense that comedy would force us to go in that direction. And it did. And it's fine.
Yeah, but your mom kind of brought us there. Where, you know, she thought that she was going to watch this and be... I forget the word she used.
Mortified, yeah.
Like she always is.
Right.
Which then opened up the can of worms of like, well, what shouldn't we say?
Right. Well, what she's referencing is, you know, I'll run jokes by her sometimes. And it's the jokes that make her mortified. Which ironically are on the show and are going to be on the show. And so, yeah. By that, you know, kind of correlation, it's expected that she will be, in fact, mortified.
That's why she was very concerned about sex and words in general, because you have a lot of dirty jokes, right?
No, I think that more so has something to do with, like, Catholicism and her my upbringing. I know that, you know. I could watch anything with any kind of violence at all, but if there's a single titty, it was taboo in the household. It was against God's law.
Yeah, my family is very similar. Yeah, it's a little ironic. That's not the word for it. It's a little hypocritical in some ways.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's the word because
your family definitely went further. You couldn't listen to like music that wasn't Christian. Right?
Yeah, Christian music only. Yeah, and in fact, I'll tell you a story. Quick story. I had to sneak albums, you know, by my family. You know, basically, I was doing everything I could to kind of stay relevant and understand what music was. So I would like buy, you know, like Reliant K albums or like Switchfoot.
Reliant K.
Okay,
Man.
who to this day I stand by both bands.
That's the thing, man. There's a lot of good Christian rock out there.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say a lot, but there's some good Christian rock out there. But yeah, you're limited in what you can really listen to.
And other than
it gets
that,
a bad rap overall.
Yeah. I mean,
Reliant K sick, Switchfoot sick. There's a lot of Christian metal, Christian hip hop. I think Christian hip hop's where it gets a little
corny. Yeah. Tacky.
Yeah,
but even Christian rock, man, I like Christian rock, Christian alternative rock. I cannot stand it, honestly, for the most part.
Dude, Creed's
But
sick.
yeah, there are exceptions to that rule. Obviously, Creed. We're already naming them. But anyway, so I would get those albums right away, and then I was allowed to get like pop albums. So like NSYNC. When I was real young.
Which, okay, let's talk about sex.
Right, exactly. Yeah, but
Pop music isn't really the cleanest music in the world.
no, not at all. It's all innuendos and whatnot. And then I, started getting rap albums, and I had to hide them. So the first one was Kanye West, College Dropout, and my mom found it and said, "You can't have this. You can't have a rap album." I said, "Mom, he's a Christian rapper." She was like, "No, he's not." I said,
You were like,
"So he is."
boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
Boom.
exactly. Jesus walks. Yeah, exactly. I put Jesus
Oh, yeah.
Walks on, and
Epic song.
her
Still-
mind is blown.
Still bumps to this day.
Her mind is blown. She's like, "All right, this is a good album. You can hold on to it." I was like, "Good. Don't hit next. Whatever you do not play another song from this album." And so I got to keep that, and then I had to hide. Yeah, I had to sneak 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying was like a hidden album I had, and that's the thing is, because I couldn't have them and I couldn't flaunt them and I couldn't buy them when I was with my parents, I only listened to about 5 or 6 albums for most of my life.
Yeah,
Those are among them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we know. Yeah, or I know. I should say I know all those CDs because you generally still listen to all of them.
They bring me back, man, to a better time.
Just the soundtrack to your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, Christian music for you, but
Epico. Yeah, but the bands in modern churches, 9 times out of 10, the modern ones, the ones that were once cool, are not cool anymore. They're not cool anymore.
like, give me an example. What do you mean, the modern ones?
Yeah,
Reliant
modern like Baptist church, like house bands is what I'm talking
yeah.
about. It is rough. It is rough. Usually have like 4 or 5 and God bless them. They're doing the God's work. I shouldn't talk shit, and I don't mean to, but I'm gonna call it how it sees it. It just
They have good intentions, but I think they try too hard, right?
It's dad rock. It's corn. It's worse than dad rock.
I don't think it's the music that's bad. I think it's the lyrics. They try to shoehorn like really preachy stuff in, whereas like why like Reliant K or Switchfoot is cool is like the lyric, like they kind of like subversively are talking about Christian
Right.
stuff.
Where
it's not in your face, like, hey, Jesus loves you, Jesus will save you. Like every other line, they're still telling story, and they're still good lines, and they don't even say the word Jesus maybe ever.
You're right. I dare you to move.
Yeah.
What does that mean? But let's name some other lyrics from those bands.
We were meant to live for so much more.
Yeah.
And we lost ourselves. Deep, man. That was definitely an away message that I had on AOL Instant Messenger back in the day.
I don't think I ever knew the lyrics for that song. Saw them live, and I think that's the first time I ever heard the lyrics to that song.
How do you mean you don't know the lyrics? That song was on the radio.
In my head before, it was, "We were meant to live for so much more, us inside." Never knew it.
I could be wrong. I might have the lyric wrong.
No, it sounded right. It sounded right for sure.
Somewhere we live inside.
Yeah, it sounds right, yeah.
I don't know what that part is.
I saw them headline a show, co-headline with Reliant K in Lehigh Valley, and it was a Christmas show, and
Go figure.
they like kind of did the whole show together.
You were like, wait, these guys are Christians? What? That's crazy.
It was so
I never
epic.
knew.
It was so great.
Christmas.
They made it snow in there. The Reliant K guy, he's killing it on the keyboards. Super talented band. Oh man, really great experience. But yeah. So I don't even remember how this conversation began.
I don't either.
I
can't
curse words and sex words and I mean,
I can't relate because growing up I was not raised in that environment. I could generally watch listen to most things past a certain age. Yeah. Remember, I couldn't watch Titanic. That was a big deal because what was that, like 99?
Now was it because of the traumatic experience of it, or was it because of the sex scene? There was like the one.
I could watch the whole movie.
It was a sex scene in the car,
but my parents would cover my eyes for.
Yeah, my parents same.
Paint me like one of your French women.
The same exact thing here.
Because I was obsessed with the Titanic at a young age. I don't know if there's like a common thing with boys, but
the whole world was.
I had somebody that was in my first grade class with me who was into drawing like myself back in the day, and kind of like in Superbad where they just draw dicks.
Right.
We just drew the Titanic for probably like 2 years, like straight every day, just like scenes on the Titanic.
Blueprinting boats,
dude. Yeah, there was a point where I wanted to hand paint my bedroom with Titanics, like not wallpaper.
Damn, that's weird.
I wanted to hand paint.
What the fuck? You know what's funny?
I have no idea where this came from. I'm not into sailing. I've been on a boat a couple times, but I'm not super into it. I don't like fishing really.
Let me interject real quick.
I don't like traveling that much.
I want to interject real quick because I, out of nowhere and for no reason at all, became obsessed with something as well. Very much like your boats.
Is it the Hindenburg?
It's all I drew. That would be fun.
Just traumatic events.
It was 2 planes going into 2 towers, and it was years before.
That's Gen Z. Gen Z, there's definitely do that. Just draw.
Dude, I know. No, it was before. That was the crazy part. No, I became obsessed with lighthouses. I would draw them, paint them. I bought only things with lighthouses on them. Yeah. I still have shit with lighthouses on them all over the place.
How old were you?
I guess, I would say like from 7 to like 12.
That's longer than my Titanic phase. Mine was like 6 to 7, 6 to 8 maybe.
Dude.
Somewhere in there.
Everything had to be a lighthouse.
Yeah, same.
For no reason. Never been to one. I don't even think I had seen one like in Cape May or anything.
That might be different. Mine was about like drawing. I think you're just obsessed with phallic shaped objects. But
dude, honestly,
like the thing for the Titanic for me was I would buy like, remember like those sketchbooks you would buy for like, it'd be like learn how to draw all the Pokemon and it'd give you like step by step directions. I had literally every version of that for the Titanic. Like, draw this deck scene, draw this cabin scene.
Damn.
So like I got to a point where I could just freehand draw like the sideways landscape shot of the whole boat.
What the fuck?
To the detail, man. Like I knew how many smokestacks there were, like how many cables were holding them down.
Oh shit, dude.
How many decks there were.
Let us know.
Windows.
Let us know if you want to see if Tim can still draw the Titanic, because we'll do it. We'll just do it like either live or we'll do it during an episode. But I'm interested because that's fucking weird.
Well, it's funny because like I didn't do any art for a really long time. I was super into it at a young age, and recently I did one of those paint and sip things for the first time. Mm-hmm. And it came back to me, dude. I'd forgotten about the Titanic.
What did you do?
I didn't draw the Titanic.
Oh,
but
wow.
like, dude, when I grabbed something and I went to that canvas, I was like, I was on the boat again, dude.
Yeah.
I saw the iceberg.
That's wild.
But no, like when you go to one of those classes, if you've ever done it, like they have a picture for you, and everybody does the same picture.
Right.
And there's like a teacher, and they say, let's start off with like the base, and we'll paint the background.
Yeah, you're like, shut the fuck up, let me just paint. And
people
I
like
see the
people
I'm
like
just
you
trying to drink.
People like you don't do well in those classes. You just like you're like, can we get to the next step? Like I'm past that. Like,
oh yeah. I
don't care if there's 5 stars. I'm gonna put 7 stars.
Yeah, you were in school with me. if there wasn't a concrete reason for whatever we were doing, then I was not agreeable. I was not going to do it. I was going to find. I need a reason. It needs to make sense to me.
Fair enough, man. That's one way to say it.
That's how it is in my head, man.
I need it to make sense to me. That's why I'm in. Yeah. So, yeah, Peyton's sick, actually, man. It's not feminine. It's a very manly thing to do.
What's that?
Painting and, like, doing art. But I was reminded of it. Like, I'd forgotten how cool it was. Because I, like, repressed that for a long time, I think.
Yeah, well, it sounds to me like you're...
Oh, okay. Mr. Lighthouse Man. Everything I had to be a lighthouse.
Dude, that's not... I'm trying to think of how I'm going to edit this now.
Good luck.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I was wondering where that pause was going to go.
Oh, man.
Anyway, Frank, you got that? Wait, Frank's supposed to do the editing, isn't he? Why are you doing the editing?
What's that?
Isn't Frank supposed to edit?
Well, I didn't tell you this, but Frank had some... His dog got sick or something, and he needed me to cover, and he ended up paying me to edit our video.
With what money?
Well, Frank, I don't know. I didn't ask money. I didn't ask. I'm pretty sure he stole from his grandfather.
Okay.
And I told him not to. The last time he dug up that shit, Frank, we're not saying anything. They don't know who you are. Yeah, but pretty much long story short, once he got all the ashes off of the cash, he paid me $500 to edit the first video.
It's nice of him.
But he's going to edit this one, yeah.
Good. Because that's going to be a minefield to navigate through. We had a meeting today. We had a pre-production meeting for the second time. That I'm just going to explain how the pre-production meeting went. Matt said, all right, man, I'm not going to start filming. Let's have a pre-production meeting, because that's what you want. And he said it like that to make sure I knew that we were just doing this for me. Wow. And this is how the meeting went. We started the meeting. Matt looked at his phone. I looked at my phone. He said, I got some jokes I'm going to tell today. And then we sat in silence for 30 minutes. And he just text messaged me a screenshot of what he typed up and said that the meeting was over at that point. No words. Just that you have jokes and here you go, which, I kind of wish real life meetings went like that, but they don't. You need to say things.
I mean, at the end of the day, the purpose of a meeting is an exchange of information, right?
Have you ever heard the phrase that this meeting could have been an email? That's what we just did, basically. You said, okay, we're going to have a meeting because you want to have a meeting. And then you sat in silence.
Okay, yeah, okay.
And sent me an email for the meeting. And I concluded the meeting and said, all right. Didn't even ask me what I had on my agenda, by the way.
I didn't know you. Okay.
Until I said, do you want to hear what I got?
Listen, don't be a little bitch about it all.
Okay.
You were being a little bitch about it all.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not pointing any fingers, but if there were a finger that said little bitch on it, it would be pointing at you. Because you were being one.
Right.
Now, let me explain that.
Because when episode 1 goes bad and we don't have a pre-production meeting, then we do another episode where we have a pre-production meeting and things go better, or maybe some might say, well, now you got to do it in a mocking fashion moving forward. That makes sense, right?
Listen,
logically.
Billy Bob Thornton, let me just say this real quick. Now, one could argue that if I send you my production notes and then you send me your production notes and we looked them over and we say, okay, now I understand the things that we're going to talk about today, one could argue that that's a successful meeting. Now, I didn't know you had talking points. Had known that, I would have asked for them, just as I did after that. And so, sir, I believe this investigation is closed.
You lost me as soon as you did the accent. What did you say? Anyway, never mind. Let's. So into some of the topics that we were gonna talk about today. One of the things I had on the agenda was I was driving over, and it's the fall right now, which is political campaign season. And I saw a familiar sign that popped up a couple years in South Jersey. And it's the most South Jersey politician name I've ever seen.
Tokyo
Joe.
All right. Tokyo Joe. His name is...
Say his full name. Tokyo Joe Donahue. He's an Irish guy.
You should have saved that. No, but if you're wondering... Research had to be done to find out his last name, okay, and to find out his appearance. His signs that are all over town, everywhere, all over the county, say only, vote Tokyo Joe.
Vote Tokyo Joe.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
So there's an assumption that's made, right? That Tokyo Joe in 2023, without a doubt in my mind, a man running for public office with the name Tokyo Joe, Tokyo in quotes, without a doubt, must be Japanese. And if not, of Asian descent. But what did we find out?
Well, it turns out he is, kind of.
Whoa.
So I did look into this. Because it really piqued my interest. Because to me, it's like the most South Jersey thing if there was just like a white guy that everybody called Tokyo Joe. Because, I don't know, maybe he worked outside and he squinted a lot. Like, that would be like a very like South Jersey reason just to be like, yeah, it's Tokyo Joe. You're talking about Tokyo Joe? Not Joe Smith? Like, yeah. That'd be something that would happen.
Yeah, he's got big teeth and he likes to go to massage parlors.
Yeah, this guy, he's my math tutor. I started calling him Tokyo Joe. Like, it's that, maybe that says more about us that we thought that.
Definitely.
But I think a lot of people had that thought as well in South Jersey. But, so I read a story from the Philly Inquirer about him that, basically the whole article premise was like, everybody needs to know. Everybody wants to know. In South Jersey, people have seen the signs.
They're everywhere. They're big signs, man. We have to know.
Every street corner. I think he's just running for sheriff, which is like the funniest thing. He's not even running for like state Congress.
He's just one of the boys from down at the hunting club, without a doubt.
Yeah. So the story is that his grandfather is Japanese in some way. I think he says he can trace his roots actually back to the samurai with his grandfather, but I think that's the only person that I deducted from this article that is of Japanese descent. And the story is like when he came to Atlantic City, they were the only Asian family, so they got called Tokyo, whatever their name was. And then it trickled down to Joe.
So it was Nucky and Jimmy down there. Hey, there's the sheriff.
Exactly.
Call him Tokyo Joe.
It's old Tokyo Joe.
Yeah.
I heard he was a samurai.
All right, listen. People are going to ask you why they call you Tokyo Joe. I can't do a Buscemi accent. They're impression.
You can do a 20s accent?
Now, listen here.
All right, sing it.
All right, see.
All right, buddy, sing it. Yeah. All right, now, so the best part about this article with Tokyo Joe is that he has a dog. And his dog is an Akita.
Where are you going with this?
His dog is an Akita. No, I'm not going where you think I'm going.
Where are you going with this?
No.
Come on.
No, he has a dog. He didn't have in the not past tense.
Like
he has one today. He has a Akita, which is
Slang for dinner someday.
no. Akita is an Asian descending dog breed.
Oh, okay. Like Shih Tzu.
Yeah, like a Shih Tzu. And his Akita is named Celtic.
Wow.
True story. I didn't make that up.
So he's imposed his own, identity dilemma on his dog.
Exactly. It's a very meta thing going on for him.
What the hell?
I did not use that properly, but yes,
Yeah.
he's very aware of it. And he went as far to say that like the political party that he's running for tried very hard to talk him out of using that name.
Yeah. There's probably two guys like me and you. Say, all right, Joe, listen here, okay? Joe, we love working for you. We love everything about what you're running on and your beliefs, your standards, all you've achieved, your experience. You're just the perfect candidate. There's no one better to work for, especially in this race.
Well, listen, Joe, see, there's just one problem.
Just one, Joe. Okay?
It's the name.
Yeah.
It's the name.
Tokyo?
Listen, we know your school friend, buddies. That's what they called you back in the day, and there's some type of, warm feelings attached to it, but
It's just fucking insane, Joe. Okay?
it's not going to pull well.
You're out of your fucking mind. It's 2023. People get canceled left and right for saying anything at all about Asians. You are out of your fucking mind if you think it's smart to run with the name Tokyo. It might have worked 4 years ago. It ain't gonna work today. Okay, Joe? Please, God, please, I'm begging you. Just lose Tokyo. Take it off the posters. That's it. They can still call you it down at the hunting club. And at, the Elks Lodge.
But on that fateful day, Tokyo Joe stood firm in his beliefs. We could have did without the soundtrack, probably.
Wait, what?
We probably could have did without the soundtrack. Yeah, but anyway, I just thought it was...
His grandfather was Asian, it's okay. Or Japanese.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Dude, I don't buy that for a second.
I know, it's questionable. Because, he's old for us, right? I think he's, in his 60s or something. So, his grandfather, he's, so old, you're going back into the 1800s. That,
right.
There's not really records or pictures of people and things like that. Dude, I don't know. I think that you could make a really dope Asian infusion shepherd's pie, probably. We need to be more open-minded here.
I'm not closed-minded. I'm all for it. I love it, Blend it all together. It's what makes America great. But I don't really know how I feel about him running with the name Tokyo Joe. I'm actually related to some people of Asian descent. They're some of my favorite cousins. But I don't run around town saying I'm Shanghai Matt. or whatever. They're not Chinese. I fucked up there.
Where is Shanghai? I have no idea.
It does. China. Shanghai, China sounds right.
The Shanghai. Yeah.
We'll try the others. See if they sound right.
Shanghai, Japan.
That doesn't feel right.
Shanghai, Korea.
It doesn't feel right.
Well, yeah, it doesn't matter. It's neither here nor there. Or any of the places.
Is there anybody else we can offend?
No.
Shanghai, Vietnam.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Let's not start a war.
Shanghai, Thailand.
We know how the countries of Southeast Asia get along.
Yeah, we all know Seoul is in Vietnam. No, it's in Korea.
Jesus Christ, yeah, don't say that. Somebody could take that the wrong way, too.
Seoul is in Korea. We love all these places. I don't want to give disclaimers.
Only
anymore.
the Koreans have Seoul, is what you're saying.
Well, they won it in the war.
Mm-hmm.
That's still raging today. No one knows it, but never mind. That will be the final war. It's not the other one.
Sadly, everybody knows what you mean by the other one. Yeah, I mean, it's political season right now. There's
oh my god, dude! If I hear the word I can't even say it actually in the video. The one that rhymes with tape.
Oh, yeah. You definitely can't say that.
There's no way around it, but if I hear that word screamed at me through the TV while I'm watching Wheel of Fortune one more time, I'm going to lose my mind.
The best is like how... Well, it depends on the political ad, first of all. Like, there's two types generally. There's the one that the candidate makes about himself. That's all like sunshine and rainbows. He's walking down the street with his neighbors. They're always like walking, having conversations like this.
Yeah.
Like using their hands a lot.
Standing in their yards.
And the neighbor's like, oh,
yeah.
You listen to me.
Point at hedges.
And then the other type, of course, is the attack ad, where that candidate makes an ad about...
Smear campaign.
And those ones are so funny. Always, dude, because they bring in
funny, but they
bring in like the voice narrator that has the voice that like does like the murder mystery shows.
Yeah. Governor, oh man.
But then his alibi didn't check out. Like
Governor Stevens believes that women should just keep their legs closed.
Yeah. Sound effect. Like something to really scare your grandma at 6:30 p.m. when she's tucked into bed. Trying to watch Wheel of Fortune.
Governor Stevens doesn't believe that you should be able to get an abortion even if it was incest.
Yeah, okay.
It's terrible.
That went too far.
I hate it, is all I'm saying. I'm not making a joke. I'm talking about a hot
doesn't even matter to me. It doesn't
issue.
even matter the topic, though. They're always just... They'll find the most scary thing of any topic. They'll be like, Joe Biden's not tough on foreign policy. Do you want to go to World War III? And it'll just be like images of nukes hitting America. And you're just like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
How did we get
there? Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, I'll tell you what, it just ruins everything. Anytime political season is happening, it is hell on earth. And it's
not even a big one this year. It's not even
know.
presidential, Congress. There's some Congress. It depends where you're at, but
it's almost like the opposite.
Mostly local.
I would say it's almost like the opposite of Olympic season. Like, there's something happy and joyous and celebratory about Olympic season. Like, it just gives you a warm feeling. When at all times, any times of the day, you can throw on some fucking sport that's happening, where America's repping. But yeah, it's kind of like the opposite of that. Where anytime you turn the TV on, it's some of that bullshit. How do they get my phone number, dude? How are they texting me?
Oh, yeah, you messed up a long time ago, buddy. See, we used to work in the game, as we say, and
might want to tread lightly, huh?
There, no harm, no foul. There's ways. There's public records of getting you, and you're registered, obviously, right? You're not an independent, and you can get what are called like voter rolls, where
I'm not registered in the way you're registered. You're
well, right. You don't pay taxes.
You're not registered. It's a different thing. I'm a registered voter.
Yeah, you don't pay taxes. You're not registered. Right?
You're a registered offender. It's a different thing.
It's false. That's actually
public
defamation.
record.
It's actually defamation.
Look it up.
It's actually defamation. Okay.
I'm just kidding. It's a joke.
But Matt's actually never voted in his life because he's not allowed to.
That's hilarious. I vote every time I get a chance. I even vote when there is no election going on.
Sadly, true. We have the whole town has to play in on the joke where we set up a fake ballot box down at the school.
Yeah, sure, it's fake, whatever.
Matt's mom walks him down there. Like a big boy.
It's my favorite time of the month.
Every first Tuesday of every month.
That's right. I'm excited. This month I get to vote on what I want for dinner on Fridays. I think I'm going to vote pizza.
Yeah, you're a true American. Buddy.
Oh, man, I don't know why you make me say things like this. Let's move on.
Because you say things like, I'm a registered...
Oh, yeah, my bad. He's not my bad, dude. Okay. I feel like we should have said this in episode 1. This is just a little aside, okay? we are from a certain generation.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And we are also from a certain
Let's
place.
Go to the top.
Hold on.
Let's go to the top.
We're from New Jersey.
You already said some really,
We're from New Jersey.
really feminine stuff in the first episode.
Oh, my God. Exactly. Okay. Thank you for saying that.
You were like, listen, we're just playing characters and it's all love. And, we don't want to hurt anyone's feelings.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
This is just enough.
This is
just no one to say enough. Enough is enough right now.
I understand.
Enough's happening.
I just want to say one thing. One thing.
Okay.
Now, where we're from,
46 minutes right now.
This is how it is. Okay. This is. If I had a problem with this person,
all right, I'm done. Yeah, you said one thing.
If he was not my friend, I would not joke with him. That's how it works. That's it. That's all I want to say. So fucking get on with the fuck. You're leading the pack, man. I'm just following. Go ahead.
That's right. I am leading the pack. Thank you.
Not the pack, the path, man. You're leading the path.
I'm leading the pack, man. I'm a pack leader.
No, you're the path leader. Today.
You subconsciously said that as a Freudian slip.
PATH, man.
But yeah, I agree. What do you have on your mind today, man?
No.
What's on your mind?
We talked about this beforehand. I sent you the notes. You're the only one with them. You said you were going to lead the show today. Why would you fucking do that?
You don't remember one thing you wrote down earlier?
I don't even remember what we just talked about for the past 40 minutes, man. I don't know if you saw how I came into the show.
That's why he votes the first Tuesday of every month.
No, I know I wanted to talk about. So, have you been watching any?
Shut the fuck up.
Have you been watching any game shows? You've been watching no. America's Got Talent? Or?
No, man.
Well, yeah, I just wanted to share why Tim stopped watching game shows, which is pretty much starting maybe 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Every game show started having contestants who were extremely talented but differently abled. And Tim, neither then nor now...
Stop bringing me into this.
Well, I'm just explaining why you stopped watching game shows.
I never watched game shows.
Because...
Well, actually, no, there were some I watched.
Because, obviously, he's just not down with differently abled, anything at all. He doesn't like seeing them, right?
Not true.
None of that's true. But I'll say this. For instance, we watch Kill Tony, right?
Not a game show. But if anybody doesn't know, Kill Tony is basically, it's a stand-up comedy show where you can sign up to do 1 minute of stand-up comedy in front of professional comedians and an audience. And a lot of people go up there for the first time, try it out, and some people do really well. Some people make careers out of it and end up selling tickets and making money. And other people go back to being homeless and living in their van, right, getting booed off stage, right, and roasted by professional comedians.
Right. Pretty much a lot of times they'll do 1 minute of comedy or an attempt at comedy, and then it'll be 10 or 15 minutes of just roasting. And you got to be able to, stand the heat. But sometimes these comedians are so good that they get offered what's called a golden ticket, which means that anytime you are in the area and able to be on the show, you're able to cash that in and be on the show. They'll have a spot for you. And that's huge for a comedian. And if you're even better than that, you get a regular spot, which there's only been maybe 6.
Yeah.
6 or 7.
Something like that.
Or 8 probably by now. But, yeah. That's the show where we got Aaron Belial from.
Legend, though.
Yeah, great jokes.
He's a gentleman that speaks through computer, right? That's what he does?
Right.
He's like Stephen Hawking.
He's got some kind of palsy.
Yeah.
Something could be said for his inflection and his timing. Leaves.
But he can't say it.
Something
can be said.
Whatever should be said. It cannot be said by him.
He's one. Who's the? They have a guy with Down syndrome on there who's
The guy who screams.
The guy that stutters. Doesn't he have Down syndrome too?
Yeah.
He's got something.
I'm not going to do an impression, so stop baiting me. Okay, move on.
They call him bad to the bone.
Yeah. Because he stutters his P's pretty big time.
Bad.
Yeah.
But then recently, this past week, there was an epic.
Before we get on, hold on, but I don't want to talk about that yet. You forgot you didn't name somebody.
Yeah, I definitely missed it.
Out of respect, I have to.
Oh, Michael Lair.
Michael Lair.
Legend. God rest his soul.
Sometimes it would be,
damn, man,
for me, like the most annoying 3 minutes or 5 minutes of my week was when he was on that fucking show.
Dude, you hated him. How dare you even say he was on that shit?
It was truly the most annoying part of my week.
We would be watching, you'd be like, dude, you just fast forward.
Dude.
Get past Michael.
Dude.
Michael had ALS, and he was in very late stages. And, yeah, his 1 minute would take 5 minutes sometimes. Because his body was failing.
Okay.
It wasn't his fault.
Can you show them how he talked? I'll ask you a question and you do an impression.
No, I can't. Nah.
What?
I'm not messing with the ALS gods, man. They're fickle.
Dude, you'll just have to elect someone to do the ice bucket challenge and you'll be back on track.
I never did the ice bucket challenge.
Me neither. I never would for any disease. I hate being cold.
But, yeah, Kill Tony has a very clear trend happening with golden ticket winners where a lot of them tend to have something wrong with them. But this week, I think, was the best one. And I've definitely been, in the same boat as you where I've been it feels like they're almost giving these golden tickets in, the wrong way, if that makes sense. It helps these guys out. I get that. But it feels like they're getting graded at a different scale, maybe.
Right. 100%.
Something like that.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, Aaron Belial needed to write 2 or 3 jokes to get through his minute.
Yeah.
Everybody else, 6 or 7. That's just the truth of the matter.
And then a lot of these guys, they do so good on their first one, they get the golden ticket, but then that's all they had was that minute.
Right. It kind of.
They had a really good minute, and it was all about making fun of themselves. And
yeah. For instance, a lot of Aaron Belial's America's Got Talent stuff was on Kill Tony, was from his Kill Tony appearances. Except they were super Disneyed, Disneyfied and cleaned up,
Yeah, it wasn't.
They had to be.
Yeah.
He also had a dog, that. He made that a part of his whole personality, having a dog.
He had a friend.
Yep, just having a dog. He just had a dog with him.
His dog came out. That's sick.
Yeah, it was just him and his dog.
They were childhood friends.
Well,
I want to talk about the new guy this week, which
me too.
I think was the best of all the golden ticket winners, which is a kid.
So, all right. Curtains open up. This is at the Comedy Mothership, Joe Rogan's giant, comedy megaplex.
St. Rogies.
Yeah, pretty much mecca of the comedy world now in Austin, Texas. Curtains open up, and out walks, I kid you not, a
13-year-old boy.
Yeah, 12 or 13-year-old boy. Okay, child.
Prepubescent
child. He takes a mic, moves a mic stand like a pro, and he delivers an unbelievable fucking set. An insane, top-notch set. Go check it out after you're done listening to this or watching this. But destroyed. Best set of the night. His voice was that of a child. He appeared as a child. But what did we find out pretty much instantly?
He said he was 21 years old.
21 years old.
And he has this, not Benjamin Button's disease. What is it?
He doesn't fucking know.
It's the opposite.
He doesn't know.
That was the craziest thing.
They got into the interview and started asking him questions. They said, haven't you seen doctors for this? Don't they have a name for what you have? And he said, I went to doctors and they just said they don't know.
So I stopped looking into it.
Yeah.
Years
ago.
He's I didn't have enough time. It was a lot of work.
Yeah.
To figure out this disease that nobody could
diagnose.
Years ago.
He just accepted it.
But yeah, dude, that'd be my life's mission. would be like, I need to be, they're going to name this disease after me if they don't know what it is. Like, I'm going to be the first one with it. This is going to be mine.
Yeah.
Forever.
Which, wouldn't that suck, though, if it was, like, if they were like, all right, listen, we could explain to you everything wrong with your disease, or we could just say it's everything that happens to Benjamin Button. There's no name for it, but literally everything that happens to Benjamin Button is happening to you. And so, obviously, despite your lifetime of suffering that you are in for, we are going to name this disease the Benjamin Button disease. And you have it. You're the first.
Yeah. It's your
We're
disease.
sorry, son.
That's brutal.
We're sorry, son.
Brutal.
What's that? You would like us to name it after you and not a fictional character played by Brad Pitt, who's one of the most fortunate people on the planet. Sorry, son. It's Benjamin Button disease. It's like,
but I'm a real boy. I'm real. Feel me. Look.
you know what? You're right. You're right. Doctor, I think I have an idea. Based off what you just said, we're going to change the name of it to the Pinocchio disease.
No. Yeah. It's almost that time, I think. We're at about an hour.
It's cigarette time in America. Cigarette time in America. In America. In America. See, cigarette time in America. In America. In America. Cigarette!
All right.
Ooh, cigarette. Today's Cigarette Time in America is brought to you by... One moment, please. Alright, make it good. Or else we're never going to get a sponsor again.
Dude, nobody... That's not what you tell somebody before we're about to go do something on stage.
My
man.
bad, you got
Make
this,
it
bro.
good.
You got this. Improv King, you got
Cigarette
this.
Time in America today is brought to you by school-issued recorders.
Whoa.
Come get your school's recorder from Recorders Are Us. Play really bad classical music from the medieval times with a cheap plastic flute.
Yeah.
Matt knows some notes, actually. Matt, would you like to demonstrate for us?
Do you have pent up, backed up problems that you deal with from elementary school that you never dealt with? And for some reason you held on to your school recorder from the 4th grade? Go ahead and take it out, because it's time to get back into the native mood.
Hit it, Matt. Yeah. Oh.
Get in touch with the wind.
So go to band camp this year and stick a recorder in your pussy.
Dude, honestly, I told you that in secret. Like, that wasn't a fucking joke. She was my girlfriend, and she asked for it.
Oh.
This is... Why
I thought
did you kept
everybody did that. Huh.
Anyway.
I'm sorry, man. She, won't understand.
Yeah, you know you can't do that if it's an actual name of one of my exes.
Now you ruined it. Nobody would have knew that.
Elementary school recorder. Thanks for today's sponsorship.
Frank, where are the cigarettes at, man? We're supposed to have Cigarette Time in America teed up. See? I got spidey senses. I'm an athlete. And Matt's a mathlete.
I'll throw it directly to your hand.
A fruit.
Whoa. Yoga started speaking Entish.
A fruit. So, for Cigarette Time in America today, I wanted to talk about, in memorial of you know, a group of guys that, you know, worked really hard this year. Blood, sweat, tears, poured it out for their city, but lost in the NLCS. And that is the Philadelphia Phillies, everyone. Matt watched like probably 14 innings out of 6 games or something, right? 7 games. You all right? Here.
It's just we had that cool song.
Dude.
And we would sing that cool song.
Can we talk about that song that they play?
We would sing it so loud we were scared kids. It was so great.
So the Phillies, everybody that watches is probably a Phillies fan, sadly. I'm not a Phillies fan, for context. You probably see me wear New York stuff. That song that the Phillies play, it's called Dancing on Your Own or On My Own? Something like that. It's a little gay, man. Have you ever listened to the lyrics of that song?
I mean...
It's about like a cuck, like watching... He's getting cucked.
Yeah, it's hot, dude.
He's watching like some dude dance with his girl.
Yeah,
he's
it's
like,
fucking hot, bro.
I'm dancing on my own. I'll be all right. It's like sad.
Dude, it's hot, man. You never just decided to take it to the sidelines and let your girl get grinded up on by Enrique?
Yeah, dude, every prom I went to.
Yeah, facts. My bad. I didn't mean to bring that up.
Been there.
Yeah, it's a terrible feeling when
you're
young.
Too.
When you're young, it's a terrible feeling. I get it, but no, man. I mean, I agree. The song sucks. The song is dead. It's gone, and we're never gonna sing it again.
Oh yeah, you guys killed that song on fire. Now it's gone.
Yeah, they interviewed people coming out of the ballpark after that last game, and they were asking them about the song, and everybody was like, never again. Never play that song in Philly again. Ever.
Frank, make sure we get Dancing on Your Own in the credits today, please. Thank you. Yeah, it's a sad day for you. Great day for me, though. And you can't even say you went on to lose to the eventual World Series champions, because we know now that the Arizona Diamondbacks did not win. The Texas Rangers won. So that made me feel even better. I enjoyed that.
You know as well as I do that every team is a different beast. And when you match up the strengths and weaknesses of every team against one another, it doesn't matter. You can't use that rule of correlation. It doesn't work. That's the second time I've used correlation. It's my word of the day.
This is how Matt talks.
Word of the day is correlation.
This is how Matt talks about sports. He strings together sentences of like idioms and like common phrases that would make sense in sports. Every team's its own beast.
I love sports.
We put it on the line for 9 innings.
I love sports. I also found out how Anakin Skywalker got the scar on his face today. Do you know?
Well, his father liked to drink. Right?
Who was his father?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, all right.
We already talked about tape.
Okay.
Today.
You don't want to know how he got a scar? Because it just popped up.
Don't we know from Clone Wars?
He was basically sexting Padme. And Asajj Ventress caught him. Does the Jedi Order know about your little love affair? Maybe I should just kill Padme. And he says, I love her. And I killed them all. Women and children too. Takes out his lightsaber, starts battling her, angry. And she manages to give him that scar.
Matt likes to read a lot of Star Wars fan fiction, romance, erotica novels, as you can tell. It's one of his hobbies.
Bro, don't tell them about Star Wars.
Which, it's the reason for the sexting story.
Dude, you asked for the last Star too.
It's a lot of, like, she reached for my lightsaber type of stuff.
That's actually canon, everything I just said. It's not, but that's cool. You know, make your jokes.
Yeah, Anakin has a cannon, dude. I get it. They say that, probably. All right, keep your secrets then. Make your jokes.
Arthur.
It's a Lord of the Rings reference there for the children. I think we reached the end of topics. The only other thing I had was news this week that Tony Hawk's son married Kurt Cobain's daughter. Which, like, dude, they're gonna have the coolest kids ever, right?
Yeah, if they don't come up with a skateboard trick called the Shotgun 900 in honor of their grandfather, I'm gonna be pissed.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I feel like that.
Or the greenhouse splat.
It's just
the
we're
green.
Done now. We're done now. But like,
I mean, listen, you married Courtney. What was her name? Courtney Love. You married Courtney Love. Think of it this way, okay? Think of it this way. That man, dealt with fame, dealt with the band, dealt with making music, dealt with addiction. He had dealt with, the weight of becoming a father. He had dealt with all that shit. What was the one thing added to that equation that made him finally go to that greenhouse and blow his head off?
crazy.
Crazy.
Whoa, she's a crazy. Gets on top on bumper. That's the redneck anthem. Right there.
Oh man, just kidding.
Nah, I mean, it's sadly not true. He was murdered by Courtney.
Yeah, well,
We all know that.
I mean, that reminds me of another tragic story. A great man once said something like, try to say there's a woman to blame, but the truth is it's my own damn fault. Rest in peace, JB, Big JB, father of the Parrot Heads.
That's right.
Yeah.
Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah, that one hurt. That one hurt the whites, I think, a lot.
Not as much as the Smash Mouth lead singer.
Yeah, that one hurt too, man.
Right here.
I feel like that might have been what started these wars. As soon as we were unable to go listen to famous hits like
All Star.
Then the Morning Comes.
Why Can't We Be Friends?
That was that Smash Mouth?
Well, it's the Monkees first. But yeah, they did it for Shrek, man. Come on.
No, I think you got something mixed up there.
Yeah, they covered the Monkees for Shrek.
They covered the Monkees for Shrek.
What's that song?
That song is
Huge Smash Mouth fans, anyway. Matt is actually auditioning for replacing that guy. You can tell by his attire recently. He's been working on that beard for a couple decades.
And the weight. I don't really drink, so it's tougher.
Yeah, we're gonna frost his tips later on his hair.
Hell yeah.
And give him we just ordered a wallet chain off Amazon.
Well, yeah. He
already has a lighter leash, but I said that's too high tech.
It's too modern.
Yeah.
But that is the modern wallet chain. Oh, man, no. But honestly, we need to be careful because the lead singer of Smash Mouth, the lead singer of Creed, okay. Who was the other one?
Jimmy Buffett.
Jimmy Buffett, David Bowie. What I don't think you realize is that each one of them is a Horcrux. Remember from Harry Potter? Like basically a piece of the white soul is in each one of those people. And each time one dies, it's going to lead up to one final battle where we're
Frank,
just...
you got your hand on the master switch. He's talking about white souls again.
Oh, man. I'm just saying.
As if souls have color.
No, well, culture, white culture. All right, you know what? This is going down the path I didn't want to go down. Well, white culture is all culture, but it hurts us all, There were plenty of African American parrot heads, and that's my defense right now.
Dude, I'm telling you now, man. You heard it here first. You know who's next?
Who?
Paul.
Paul or Ringo, you know?
No, not Ringo could have died 5 years ago for all we know.
Should we bet?
Yeah.
All right. I got 5 on Ringo.
Cool, man. Paul's not a robot, dude. I know you think that and believe that deep down, and like you think he can't die now because he died. He died in the 80s.
So yeah, it's at least the third or fourth Paul. At least,
nah, dude.
Yeah, dude. Paul's got so much plastic surgery, dude. He's looking like Caitlyn Jenner these days, bro. It's odd. He's got a plastic face. He's looking like a cat, man.
Yeah, and this week the Beatles put out what I think they're calling the last song ever, right?
Yeah.
Now and then.
With a music video attached to it, directed by Peter Jackson.
Yeah, well, because he did the documentary.
Right.
And, yeah, it was pretty mid. Gotta say.
And now.
Yeah, it is a Kurt Cobain in the greenhouse with the shotgun song, dude.
It really is.
It's a song that you put on before you do the deed.
It's... I don't even want to talk about it because...
I think I'd said this to you, which I think is the perfect summation, at least in how I felt. It reminded me of when I went to the 9/11 memorial and looked down the waterfall hole that is where the Twin Towers stood.
Yeah.
That same feeling washed over me when I heard that song. It's just like hopelessness and the abyss.
Yeah, it reminds me of the last song and album and music video that David Bowie put out, which I think was called Lazarus, and it was just terrible. It was just terribly depressing, and it was all about, he looked terrible in the video, and
he always looked terrible.
That's true, but he looked worse than terrible, and it was all about looking back on life and instead of looking forward. And it's the same thing with Johnny Cash, Hurt, right? I mean, it's the same concept.
Yeah, well,
I hurt myself today.
Think about it like this: every huge musician that didn't die at 27 went on to become like a mockery of themselves later in life, and they never put out anything better than what they were famous for in their 20s.
That's true, but then again, AC/DC, their newer stuff kind of matches up pretty well with their older stuff.
Okay.
And they're out there
I can't
performing.
name one new AC/DC song.
Oh, I couldn't either.
I could name like new Rolling Stones songs, but they're still pretty bad.
Yeah.
Still pretty bad.
Yeah.
I have a theory that like a lot of the artists that died young, if they lived on, we might not glorify them as much.
I know. I hate that theory of yours, though, because it kind of steals some of the shine that these artists get. And a legend is a legend.
I'll give
we're judging them based off their art, right? We're not judging them based off of their life and the amount of time that they put behind that art. It's about the final product. And when you're judging them for that, they're legends regardless.
But like, dude, if like Tupac was still alive, he'd be making a song with like Ariana Grande or something, and he'd be like, "What, dude? This was hit him up, bro. Like, what happened to? That's why I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker." Like, those dudes singing with Pete Davidson's ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, you're right. The 50 Cent effect.
And all right, so the best example to me is look at Snoop Dogg. I think if Snoop Dogg died in like 1999, he would be a Biggie or Tupac. But we all know Snoop has gone on to live a very public life since then and has put out a lot of shitty music and a lot of shitty things in general. He's on like every late night show. He's in the NHL video game now, which I don't know how that happened.
He's a yes man. He's a yes man. He does everything. For the past 10 years, he has done everything.
He's done everything.
Every opportunity thrown at him, he's done.
And it's degraded his stock, in my opinion.
I totally disagree.
If he went out
with
with Nothing But a G Thing, gin and juice,
You're incorrect.
all that, he would be a rap legend.
You're incorrect. Let me explain to you why. Because if I went into this house right now and I said to my grandmother, who's nearly 90 years old, I said, have you ever heard of Dr. Dre? She would say no. I would say, did you ever hear of Tupac? She would say no. How about Biggie Smalls? No. Have you ever heard of Snoop Doggy Dogg? She would say yes.
Okay. Why is that?
It's a household
Why
name.
is that the measurement of success?
It's a household name. It is. He has managed to reach demographics that rappers they dream of reaching, never can.
Okay, that's cool if like your goal is to be like Mr. Pop Star and make a lot of money, but like
Legacy is a goal.
Biggie and Tupac would not be on Sesame Street with Tupac or with Snoop Dogg.
I don't know if I agree.
No.
That's kind of what you were just saying, that Tupac would be on a song with Ariana, He would be on Sesame Street.
But they wouldn't go as far as Snoop Dogg has gone. Snoop Dogg has taken it to the furthest extent. Like you said, he's done everything.
I guess.
But
if you're a publicist, that's a fucking dream. That's exactly what you want. You want a guy who's out there
making money off of him. Sure, yeah, you'd love that.
What is it all about?
Art. It's about art and making good quality art that you believe in, and not just art that a bunch of suits say that this could be a good money making.
I agree, but we're not all fucking J. Cole, man. We're not all out here just
hell yeah, man,
writing for free and doing verses for free because you believe in the art.
Dude, listen, man. You're getting cranky. I brought this for you. Just eat that, man. And ready to wrap it up?
Yep, I think it's that time. I think we should tell a couple jokes.
Tell one joke.
Okay, one joke each. Okay. Whenever I decided that whenever I start something new, I'm going to now say that I was waiting to start it until trans people were allowed to participate in sports. That it was like a protest. Somebody's got to stand up for what's right. And, that's why I just started biking. Just started biking. I stopped for a long time in protest.
Well, I'm glad that you are going to start biking again, right? Now that trans have rights?
Well, yes. But then again, side note, did you hear that we can start betting on the Special Olympics this year?
Oh, yeah, dude. I got Google alerts for the Special Olympics on.
We're going to talk about that after the show.
All right.
I need your picks.
Oh, dude, I got some thoroughbreds. Trust me.
Sick.
All right, here's my one joke. Pictures of your baby are kind of like dick pics. They're very much unsolicited, and the excuse is that he's the pride and joy of my life.
Sick, dude. That's a good joke. Can I tell a second one to make up for my first one? Because that was a good joke.
But, yeah, I'm not going to read the tag to that. Jesus Christ. It began with putting a binky on my dick. Never mind.
Oh, my God. Dude, something about that concept is so fucking funny. Oh, man, a dick bib. Maybe you get a dick bib.
I said, I'm going to put a binky on my dick, and it would look like a baby pic from far away.
Oh, yeah. Man, all that's bad except for binky on my dick.
Yeah, well, there's no way to try to fit that into the sentence.
I don't know, dink binky and dick bib. Something funny about that. Oh, man. Okay, yeah. None of these are good. So I'll just pick one. I have a problem where, I'm going to say 3 more times just to get it all out.
I'm sure just ended on one joke.
Well, I can't now. You can't now. Done with your nose. You know what? We're gonna end it with that joke.
All right.
Because it just reset.
Cool.
All right, this has been episode 2 of Hey Man, Listen Man.
Thanks for joining us.
Live life, don't let it live you. So what you got to talk about, man? Called me over here for a reason.
Fucking Italians again, man.
Goddamn wops.
I didn't want to say it, but I know you told me to handle it,
But you didn't. Again.
they're acting up again.
They're acting up again, but you expect that. We're supposed to expect this, I told you.
There's only so much I can do, Jimmy.
It's the 3rd time this fucking month.
I know.
You're supposed to go down there, get the fucking money, bring the money back to me, and I get it to the boss. What's so hard to understand about that? You got one job.
You know, sometimes they're short, sometimes they're tall.
They're tall.
I meant short on the money.
What, are you a joker? You making jokes?
That's what I do, you know? My life's so fucking dark and miserable, I try to make humor out of it.
Now, boo fucking who? Okay, here's what's gonna happen. Whatever they owe me, you now owe me. Because you're a friend, I'll give you 2 weeks to get it together.
2 weeks?
Yeah, I recommend you go down there and you get the fucking money like you were supposed to.
What happens after 2 weeks?
You fucking know. I'm gonna send Big Boy back here. Hey, Big Boy! That's right. My niece's son.
I didn't hear anything.
Look. That's right. He don't speak so much, so you'll have to forgive him for not introducing himself.
Good, at least he won't be talking shit while he murders me.
Relax. You don't want to watch your mouth. He can still hear perfectly well. Go back. Go back in the back room. Good.
Lock that thing back up, please. Jesus Christ. I feel like I'm watching X-Men out here. You got so many fucking mutants working for you.
You were one of them at one time.
You call me a mutant? Listen, you might be my boss, but I'm not going to take any disrespect.
You're a joke. Until you give me my money, you get no respect from me or anybody else around here. The whole street is gonna know.
Alright, see if you get your money then.
Let's find out. 2 weeks. Get the fuck out of my bar.
Honey, I need you to get the kids.
It's too late. We got them.
Head for the mountains.